intruder cut hair of sleeping residents. Year is 1942. America is gripped by the Second World War. Rationing is in full swing, and a palpable sense of unease hangs heavy in the air. But in the sleepy shipbuilding town of Pascagoula, Mississippi, a different kind of terror began to take root. It wasn't bombs or battleships that had the townsfolk on edge, but something far stranger, far more intimate. A shadowy figure, dubbed the Phantom Barber, was creeping into homes under the cover of darkness, not to steal, but to shear. The first reported incident occurred on the night of June 5th. A young woman, asleep in her bed, awoke to a strange sensation on her head. Groggily, she reached up, her fingers encountering a startlingly uneven patch of hair. Her screams alerted her family, who searched the house, finding nothing but a chilling draft and the lingering scent of cheap hair tonic. It seemed like a bizarre, isolated incident, perhaps the prank of a disturbed individual. But as the days turned into weeks, similar reports began to surface, each more unsettling than the last. The Phantom Barber's modus operandi was consistent. He targeted women and children, sneaking into their homes while they slept. He would then cut off chunks of their hair, often leaving jagged, uneven edges, before disappearing back into the night. The victims were left traumatized, their sense of safety shattered. The local police, initially dismissive, were soon overwhelmed by the sheer volume of complaints. They had no leads, no suspects, and a growing sense of panic among the townsfolk. Whispers of curses and dark magic began to circulate, fueled by the fear and uncertainty of wartime. Suspicion naturally fell on the men of Pascagoula. Was it a jilted lover seeking revenge? A disgruntled neighbor with a twisted sense of humor? Or something far more sinister? The police questioned dozens of men, but none seemed to fit the profile. The town was gripped by paranoia. Husbands eyed wives with suspicion, and neighbors became strangers. The war effort took a backseat as Pascagoula turned inward, consumed by its own internal nightmare. Every creak in the night, every rustle of leaves, was attributed to the Phantom Barber. Adding to the mystery, the Phantom Barber seemed to have a peculiar preference for certain types of hair. Redheads were particularly targeted, leading to wild theories about the significance of red hair in folklore and witchcraft. Some believed the barber was collecting hair for some nefarious purpose, while others suggested he was simply driven by a bizarre fetish. The local newspaper ran stories about the incidents, further fueling the hysteria. Exaggerated accounts and outright fabrications began to spread, blurring the line between reality and rumor. The investigation took a bizarre turn when a local pharmacist, William Dolan, was arrested. Dolan had been openly critical of the police's handling of the case and had even offered his own theories about the barber's identity. He also happened to be a redhead, making him a target of suspicion himself. During a search of his pharmacy, police found a large quantity of hair tonic, the same tonic reported by several victims. It seemed like an open and shut case, and Dolan was quickly branded as the Phantom Barber by the sensationalist press. Dolan vehemently denied the charges, claiming the hair tonic was a popular product he sold in his pharmacy. He argued that he was being framed, possibly by a rival pharmacist or someone with a personal vendetta against him. The evidence against him was circumstantial, but the town was desperate for a resolution. Dolan was held in custody, awaiting trial, while the police declared the case closed. But the incidents didn't stop. Days after Dolan's arrest, another woman was attacked. Her hair was crudely hacked off while she slept, the same cheap hair tonic lingering in the air. This time, however, the police found a clue, a single, tarnished silver button near the victim's bed. The button didn't match any known uniforms or clothing styles in Pascagoula. It was old, foreign, and strangely out of place. The realization dawned that the police might have arrested the wrong man. The silver button became the new focus of the investigation. It was traced back to a German prisoner of war camp located just outside of Pascagoula. The camp housed captured German U-boat sailors, many of whom were known to work on local farms and businesses during the day. A disturbing theory began to emerge. The Phantom Barber was not a local madman, but a German POW, using his work detail as cover to terrorize the town. The hair tonic, readily available in local stores, was simply a convenient alibi. The discovery of the German connection sent shockwaves through Pascagoula. The fear of a deranged barber was replaced by the fear of a foreign enemy lurking within their midst. The prisoner of war camp was placed under lockdown, and a thorough search was conducted. Several German prisoners were found to be missing buttons from their uniforms, but none could definitively be linked to the silver button found at the crime scene. The investigation stalled once again. The Phantom Barber seemingly vanished into thin air. William Dolan, the pharmacist, was eventually released from custody due to lack of evidence. His reputation was ruined, and he left Pascagoula shortly after, a broken man. The attacks continued sporadically for several months, each one a chilling reminder of the unresolved terror. The town remained on edge, forever scarred by the experience. The Phantom Barber had exposed a deep-seated vulnerability, a fragility in the facade of small-town America. The war eventually ended, and the German prisoner of war camp was dismantled. The mystery of the Phantom Barber faded into the background, relegated to the realm of local folklore. But the question remained, who was the Phantom Barber? And why did he terrorize the sleeping residents of Pascagoula? Was it a deranged individual, a vengeful spirit, or a byproduct of the wartime paranoia that gripped the nation? Years later, a retired FBI agent researching unsolved cases stumbled upon the Pascagoula file. Intrigued by the bizarre nature of the crimes, he reopened the investigation. He interviewed surviving victims, pored over old police reports, and even traveled to Germany to track down former prisoners of war. He uncovered a disturbing detail that had been overlooked in the original investigation. A series of similar haircutting incidents had occurred in Germany during the interwar period, attributed to a group of nationalist extremists seeking to humiliate their perceived enemies. The retired agent theorized that the Phantom Barber was not just a random madman, but a deeply indoctrinated individual, possibly a former member of this extremist group. He believed the barber had brought his twisted ideology to America, using the wartime chaos as an opportunity to act out his dark fantasies. The silver button, he speculated, was a souvenir from his time in Germany, a macabre trophy from his past. The case of the Phantom Barber of Pascagoula remains unsolved to this day. The true identity of the shadowy figure who terrorized the town may never be known, but the legacy of the Phantom Barber endures, a chilling reminder of the fragility of peace, the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of everyday life, and the unsettling power of fear to transform an ordinary town into a landscape of paranoia and suspicion. The cheap hair tonic, once a symbol of normalcy, became forever associated with the chilling touch of the unknown, a lingering sense